Saturday night at 7 on Channel 8.
Good morning, I'm Kathi Diamant. This morning we're going to meet one of the most complex women in television. She's been doing television talk for as long as I've been alive. Virginia Graham will be with us. Also, we'll talk about father's rights, and we'll meet Steve Garvey's dad. We'll meet a surprise super gold medalist from the '84 Olympics, and in just a few seconds, Miss Lily Tomlin on Sun Up San Diego.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lily Tomlin.
Whoa!
Where's the doggie?
Should I bring her out?
Can we get her?
Well, somebody
We'll
has to
send
go
for
get
her.
her.
Somebody get Lily's dog. You brought the dog with
Yes,
you, huh?
I did, of course.
I've been concerned about that dog.
It's my dog daughter.
Your dog daughter, your dogger, since the last time you were here, which was...
2 years ago.
We had a psychic on the show.
And I saw her subsequent to that in Austin.
Really?
After she left here to get married or something.
She did 2 hours with you in my office after the show, a reading, and one of the things she told you about was your dog.
Well, in fact, she didn't even do a reading. We were when she told me about the dog, we were standing like waiting to go on or something. And I was, and my dog must have been running around, and she says, you know, your little dog has a
Liver?
no, a slight kidney infection.
Kidney, yeah.
And so when I went home, I took her to the vet, and if I hadn't told him to look for it because it was subclinical, they wouldn't have seen it, you know, till it would get much worse. So I verified that for her.
And the dog was, where's the doggie? We have the dog? We're getting the dog.
We're getting it, okay.
Yeah, actually getting the dog. You want the dog? But the dog did have what she said.
Yeah.
And the dog is okay?
It was true.
And you're into psychics still, or you were talking about doing a movie on psychics at that time?
Oh, I was going to do a movie about a clairvoyant,
Yeah.
But I'm not doing that now.
So you've lost interest, or?
No, it was just dragging on and on and on. It was losing its energy, you know? It was losing its passion.
Are you energetic and passionate all day, or do you turn on before showtime, or? Because you're very up this morning. No, really, and the first time you were here...
A cup of hot java.
Is that what did it, that shot of caffeine?
No.
Oh, everybody's going on. Shall I get the doggie? Come on.
Okay.
Huh? Let me see here. If we just put her down, will she go to...
Maybe.
She?
She, this is Tess.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tess.
No. Tess.
Tess Tomlin?
Tess Tomlin is her name.
Could you tell us a little about Tess? Anything?
Well, she's a Norwich Terrier, and she's very, very smart. She's been on TV many times, so she's not fazed by this at all.
Great presence, great on-camera presence. She sort of radiates there.
Well, she probably does. I mean, I'm not going to embarrass the dog.
Do you do any tricks, Tess? Tess is going
She does,
back.
actually. Come here, Tess, and do it.
Tess? Here, Tess. Would she do a trick?
Oh, she can catch the balls in her mouth and things
Really?
like that.
We want to try that? Huh?
Huh?
Good. Send her up here. Come on, Tess.
Well, she may not do it.
Come
Just if you pet her, she'll stay here. But you have to hold her and pet her.
Can I? I
Yeah.
like Tess. Tess is nice, huh? You got a big hit out there now with Steve Martin.
I do, yeah. I mean, it is successful.
Hit. What does that mean? Do they figure a movie as a hit regardless of what are they doing? They're telling
See,
you to sit down?
I went to the dentist, and my face is swollen on this side because I had a filling. I didn't want to call attention to it.
Well, we won't mention it then.
I wasn't going to, but I can't. You know, I was going to try not to expose it, but there's no way I cannot.
You have an exposed filling?
No,
This is a family show.
No,
you can't expose
it's not
your-
important. It's totally inconsequential.
Has nothing to do with the hit movie.
Except my behavior's funny. See, because I'm kind of like going like. I'm acting funny, holding my head
if
funny.
You sit real still, I can see it on the left side.
Yeah, you can see it kind of like Alvin, the chipmunk, a little bit.
A lefty Alvin. Listen, I think Tess wants to go. It was nice having you here, Tess, but there's no finish with Tess. We're just going to go. We have a clip from All of Me.
You do?
Yes.
Well, gee, great.
Can we see it?
Yeah, which one is it?
I don't know. I haven't seen it either. But why don't you set it up?
Have you seen All of Me?
I haven't seen the film yet.
Oh, it's quite funny.
Everybody I know loves it, so that's a start, and I'm gonna. If you haven't seen it, here is a portion And I'm sure one of the best parts, right, of Steve Martin and Lily Tomlin in All of Me. Watch.
You hear bananas?
Mr. Cobb, let me explain something to you. You see, closer, please. That's for bananas. Now get out.
What century is this?
Now you've hurt my hand. I'm going to tell Mr. Schuyler that you're an insolent little toad and demand that he fire you.
Why don't you just enter his body and do it yourself?
And don't you come back, you peasant!
Look, lady, just because my grandfather didn't rape the environment and exploit the workers doesn't make me a peasant. And it's not that he didn't want to rape the environment and exploit the workers. I'm sure he did. It's just that as a barber, he didn't have that much opportunity.
Well, you know, in that movie, I didn't know we were going to talk about All of Me, but in that movie, of course, Steve, what's really hilarious about the movie is that I die and my soul goes into Steve's body, and then Steve is struggling between me controlling one half of his body and him controlling the other half.
There's one scene.
And he's quite wonderful in it.
That 9 people have told me about when you go to the men's room.
Yes.
And you're in his bed. Well, we won't say any more than that, but
it's not indiscreet.
No,
in
no,
its
but it's
treatment.
I don't want to give it all away, otherwise they won't go see it. Are there new people in your body besides Ernestine and Edith Ann and all those? Anybody
in the new show I'm working on?
In the new show, yeah.
Well, yes, there's 2 or 3 new ones in the new show. I do a very, very rich woman, not this woman.
Like her, though?
But a very, no, well, a much more, you know, contemporary woman. This woman was a bit sheltered and invalided.
A jet setter?
Yeah, kind of jet setter.
All right.
And, but more profoundly rich, too, you know.
Old money.
Yeah, old money.
But she inherited.
But very rich.
What's her name? She got a name?
Meaningfully rich.
Is that her name?
Her name is Kate.
Kate, okay. Doesn't sound like a
but
rich
she has girlfriends named, well, because she has girlfriends, you know, who are named like, you know, Punky and Pucky and Jabby and
Went to the
Luby.
right schools?
Yeah, exactly.
Who else? Anybody else brand new?
And my punk character is going to be new to this show.
Punk character.
Yeah, and she's more developed. I did her once on one of my specials, but I'm just now really developing her life, and that's Agnes Angst.
Agnes Angst.
And that's her assumed name.
You're still doing Rick? He's my favorite.
Yeah, I do Rick. Only I
love
do Rick now. Rick's at a hot tub party.
Rick, for those, tell them who Rick is. Because
Well, Rick was the first male character I ever did. I did him on in my first Broadway show. And he was a singles bar guy, you know, goes to singles bar and tries to pick up women. And so I used to play him, and I'd play the woman he tried to pick up, Fortune. And so that was the late 70s. So now people don't go to discos anymore, you know.
Hot tub parties?
They go to hot tub parties, but they're still both searching for love, really.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's all we're all doing, isn't it?
Well, I'm not. I found it.
Oh, really? Tell us about it.
No, I found it in, you know, within myself.
Oh, I thought you were like, Joe Namath got married last night. I thought
He
maybe
did?
Yeah.
See how I don't keep up with stuff?
You got to watch. That's the big news. That was the headline. I mean, they elected a president. We sent a space shuttle up, and the lead story this morning on CBS
Joe
Money News,
Namath got married?
Joe Namath
So
got
who did he
married.
marry?
Anybody know? Huh?
Does anybody know?
I know she was an actress, but what? Helen Gurley. No, he didn't marry Helen Gurley.
You think people are tuned in right now, do you?
Watching this program? You mean, I hope so. The audience isn't. No, they announced that there's not a famous actress type person. Old Globe, one-person show.
Well, the reason I wanted to come on, aside from just to be here and see everyone and get my dog, further my dog's career,
That's right. You get 10% of the dog's action.
was that I wanted to, you know, I've been working, first of all, I was at the Old Globe a couple years ago with Appearing Nightly, which is my old show. And so I had a great relationship with I just got on so great with them, and with Jack O'Brien
Special
and
group.
Craig Noel, and so when I wanted to develop this new show, they were just real supportive of me, and they let me come down, and I've been working in the Carter, which is the little theater
Now,
there.
you've been here sort of
on
secretly,
and off, yeah,
but
1 or 2 nights a week.
it
you know.
hasn't been advertised? You've just been
No,
getting
we just
a couple of people?
leaflet.
Really, just
Yeah,
word
we
of
do
mouth?
grassroots outreach. And we leaflet, you know, and then, because the Carter's only 130 seats.
And people just show up?
They show up and they take their chances. Here's what we usually say on the program, on the flyer. We say, no props, no costumes, no actors, no refunds. Just the magic of theater laid bare. And then we say, true fan torture.
All right.
See, you have to be like a real hardcore fan. Well, that was, well, it's getting a little closer now.
Now it's getting more official, though. It's
But
gonna be on the old
no,
Globe
it's not.
stage.
That's what I wanted to make a point of.
She's
because
kidding me.
see, the Carter, they're redoing the floor at the Carter.
Yeah.
So the big stage was vacant, and I didn't want my fans or people who come to see the show, come to see the work show at the Carter, to think that I was mounting the completed show because I was going to the big stage.
That's not the case.
I'm still continuing the work I was doing.
So, but now we're telling the public that you could actually go there and buy tickets like a real show.
Yes, we just put the tickets on sale yesterday.
But still no refunds, no guarantees? Still got that rider on
Well, it's sort of like that. But they really kick up a fuss. I'll probably break down and like give them their $8 back.
How long are you going to be there? Now, it opens, it's called Works Still in Progress, underlined still.
Right.
If you want to see Lily Tomlin create before your very eyes, because that's part of what you're doing.
And it's a stunning experience.
Beautifully mounted, right?
Well,
Costumes, dancers.
Creating right before your eyes is like really dazzling.
Are you still all alone on the stage?
Yeah,
Just by yourself?
I'm up there by myself. But in my mind, I think I'm not.
You do?
I'm so surprised, like when I look down and I see my shoe, and I think, well, whose shoe is that? You know?
It's like you're in the audience watching yourself.
Yeah, I thought I had a different shoe on.
See?
You know,
Okay.
I thought my clothing was different.
Anyway, let me do the plug here. It opens tomorrow night officially at the Old
Well,
Globe.
it's just for three. It's just this weekend.
This
Friday,
weekend,
Saturday,
Friday,
and
Saturday, and Sunday. Works Still in Progress, starring Lily Tomlin. No refunds,
Well,
no
it's
guarantees.
$8 on Thursday. Then it's $10 on.
Thursday.
Oh, no show on
No show
Thursday.
Thursday.
Oh,
That's
that's
today.
right. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's $10, isn't it?
Right.
But is it $8 to seniors and students?
Easiest thing to do is either call the Old
We're
Globe.
only selling a small portion of the downstairs because it's still. I mean, we want it because it's still a
want
work
the street
product.
people to come in. Too. Call us at sunup for information,
All
or
right.
call the Old Globe. Lily, stay here because you can help us on this. This is a new feature that we've added.
But I want to say too, you know, Virginia
ahead.
Graham's going to be on.
She's on the show
On today, and she was the first talk show I was ever on in New York before I was known.
I bet that was
her
neat.
show, Girl Talk.
She's a talker.
She is.
We're not going to have enough time for her.
No, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, a brand new feature on Sunup San Diego, and Lily Tomlin's going to help us on it with the Sunup game. Watch. Now, don't give the answer away. You know the answer. This
I
is a
do?
trivia game. We ask a question, people at home call in. First one with the right
Who's
answer
going to
wins.
answer? You better
Well,
let me handle that phone.
That's right.
Well,
Okay.
Where's the question?
We will let you answer the phone. I'm going to give the question, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Are we still on TV?
We're on actual TV, live in San Diego.
I thought it was showing something to the people at home.
Name the music TV show that Lily Tomlin co-hosted. Don't say the answer now. After Laugh-In. After Laugh-In, there was a...
Before Laugh-In.
Make that before Laugh-In. It ran from September, you're right, September 69 to January 1970.
That's right.
And on the very first show were the Beatles, James Brown, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Three Dog Night, and more. We want the name of that television show, okay?
I shan't
Here, I'm going to
tell.
clear the lines, 571-1772.
You're disconnecting all
no,
those people
yeah,
that
because
called
they
in?
called before we asked the question.
That's my style.
All right.
Punch those suckers out.
Okay.
A gracious hello. What's the answer? What is it? Oh,
Watch it.
you're absolutely incorrect, Ed Sullivan. Do you think I ever co-hosted Ed Sullivan? I could have done it, but Lily Tomlin didn't.
Let's move on. They're wrong?
We're cutting you off. What's the answer? Oh, Carol Burnett. Carol Burnett. Who's Carol Burnett?
Goodbye. Next.
What's the answer? Oh, speak up, speak up. What is it? This is not Lily Tomlin. Lily Tomlin's on the skids. This is Ernestine Tomlin. I'm headed for the top. Oh, she hung up
Next.
on me.
I don't blame her. Wait. Okay,
What's
next.
the answer? What is it? Herman Zippy.
Wait a minute. Goodbye. Next.
He's reading Crypt comic books. What's the answer? Oh, how about hullabaloo, hullabaloo. What are you, early 60s? What's the answer? Beat Street, my Beat
They're
Street.
getting, at least they
Get
got a
my-
name of a show.
What's the name of it? hung up on me. That just really ticks me off. What's the name of it?
We're going to keep taking calls during our
Oh,
commercial
you don't know,
break.
do you? What's the name
keep
of it?
calling, and if we get an
What's the
answer,
name of it?
right or wrong, we'll give the prize.
What's it called?
Well, let's go to commercial.
Name that tune.
No. We're going to keep taking calls. We'll get the right answer, and we'll be back on setup. Thank you.
B100 FM Radio's B Morning Zoo. Wildest show in captivity. Mornings with the Rich Brothers.
Holy mackerel, what a show. Hey, Skipper, come here and get a load of this. Ever see anything like that before in your life?
Wake up to 100.7 FM B100. We'll just come and get you. The B100 B Morning Zoo, because it's a jungle out there.
I get a nice feeling when I've cooked a good meal. Same with saving money. Vons helps me do both.
This week, Vons has Table King ground beef, 3-pound chub pack, 87 cents a pound. Pillsbury cake mixes, assorted varieties, 69 cents. Tide detergents, scented or unscented, $1.79. Plus Red Delicious apples, 99 cents.
Why spend more on food when there's so many other things just waiting to be bought?
Vons, you don't pay more, you just get more.
Next time you're planning to fly somewhere, consider going with a carrier who has spent the last 7.5 years rebuilding its entire fleet. A fleet that now offers you some of the newest, most technologically advanced equipment in the world. Not surprisingly, it's also among the most comfortable. Next time, see what a thrill it is to fly on a train.
When I was a kid and played Monopoly, I'd always put some of my money away, where I couldn't see it, but knew I could get at it if I needed it. You know, the funny thing is, I'm still doing that. I opened an account at Home Savings, where I get to pick the exact length of the term. I'm earning high interest without tying up my money for a long time. Because now, the money's real. And so is the game.
It's people like Robert Keene who make Home Savings $20 billion strong.
While Jerry and Lily are still trying to get a correct answer to that question, I want to show you a family picture. We have a gentleman that you may well recognize, the younger one, known as San Diego's best first baseman ever, Steve Garvey. And the proud-looking gentleman standing next to him is the man responsible for producing Steve Garvey. Steve Garvey's father is with us on the show this morning, Joe Garvey. Welcome to Sunup.
Thank you, Kathy.
And next to Joe is Jamie Tucker, and we'll meet Jamie and talk about what Jamie's doing in a few moments. She's president of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Before we find out about that, Joe, I heard a story this morning that the reason that Steve got interested in baseball in the first place is because you used to drive the Dodgers in their training camp. Is that true?
That's right. We started in 1954. And Steve used to go on the weekends with me with the Dodgers, and that's how it all got started.
And he always wanted to be a Dodger.
He always wanted to be a Dodger. And it's unbelievable that it worked out that way.
But he really got, well, that's the way wishes work oftentimes.
That's right, that's right.
And that's one of the reasons why you're here today, to talk about a very special program. Steve's wishes have come true, and your wishes have come true for him. And Jamie Tucker is working to help other children's wishes come true. We have pictures of 2 children.
Right. We have children that we've granted wishes for in San Diego. This little boy is one of them. And his name is Zach, and he went to Disneyland in June and had a wonderful time, spent 2 days and met Donald Duck. That was his favorite character.
And why was his wish granted?
Because Zach is terminally ill. He has a brain tumor, and at this time he is in the hospital. He's just had to go in and have major brain surgery, and we're hoping for the best. Make-A-Wish grants the wishes of a dying child.
It's only a year old in San Diego.
That's right.
But it's a nationwide organization all over the country, 40 different chapters.
There are 40 in the United States with 1 in Canada.
In 1 year, you've been able to help 8 children. That is just a drop in the bucket.
Right. Well, we've been in existence for almost a year. We didn't grant our first wish till May, so we feel that those 8 or 9 children that we've done our wishes for so far are just a beginning for us.
One of the things that Make-A-Wish needs to do to help children like this little girl? Where did she go?
Lori had a wish to go camping, and we were able to get for her, donated by La Mesa RV, a beautiful motorhome, and the family picked out a place they wanted to go camping in by Temecula called the Butterfield Country, and they spent 3 days there, and it was great.
Well, this next Wednesday, there's going to be an opportunity for you to participate too, plus meet Steve Garvey's dad and the
Steve.
dad's son.
Right.
Now that's next Wednesday.
Wednesday, right, from 7:30 to 11.
It's a dance to make dreams come true to benefit Make-A-Wish Foundation. If you would like to participate, all you have to do is call and make reservations, for one thing.
Yeah,
And the tickets are how much?
$25.
$25
Yeah, per person.
to meet Steve Garvey to help Make-A-Wish Foundation, and all you would like to do right now is call 454-8800.
Right.
Thank you
Thank you, Kathy.
very much, Jamie and Joe. And I think we may have found an answer to the question, Jerry.
Okay.
We have a winner. Ernestine is
What's
talking
her
to
name?
It's right there.
I'm sure she like went out and got an anthology or something.
Jessica Gale.
Jessica Gale of North Park.
Yes. You want to tell them that they can't hear her?
Music scene.
The music scene is the correct answer, right? And let me tell them what she has won.
Are you going to
Jessica,
hear what you're going to win, Jessica?
Jessica, watch your screen. You're going to enjoy an evening for two aboard San Diego Harbor Excursion's Monterey
Oh, that should be
Sternwheeler.
fun.
Experience the ultimate in waterfront dining and dancing under the stars. Wonderful evening for two, yours from the people at San Diego Harbor Excursion, the original harbor cruise, and also 2 tickets to the Ice Capades. How's that, huh?
Hey, these are a lot of good presents.
Yes.
Also, Lily authorized me to give you 2 tickets to her show.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, talk about supper.
I want you to do one more thing, Jessica. Pick a number between 1 and 60, real quick. All right, who's got number 55 in our audience? Somebody has won something nice. Where are you, 55?
Winners all
Stand
over
up
the
and
place.
scream and yell and do the winning. Yeah, there she is. Okay. That young lady is going to enjoy a Love Boat champagne. Is she old enough for champagne? Well, a Love Boat 7-Up brunch for 2 aboard the beautiful Polynesian Princess docked in San Diego's Vacation Village Resort. A terrific Sunday brunch for you from
Gee,
sunup
these
and
are
the
a lot
folks
of
at
good
Virginia.
things to do. I love this town. I never
Go
even
home
did
and
any of
call
these
us.
things.
You could win. You would have known that if you'd have been at home, you see. We'll be back on Sunup. Let's all thank again Lily Tomlin for being with us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Go see her at the Globe.
Bob, that's a nice new suit from Saks Fifth Avenue.
Aye.
It's a good value at $325.
Morning,
But Robert, Hanley's suit costs only $199 at C&R.
No.
Both suits are 100% pure worsted wool, fully lined and made by the same manufacturer, and yet yours cost $126 more. It's enough to drive a man mad. C&R, it's time you knew the truth.
I get a lot of customers who want to earn high interest without tying their money up for a long time. Well, that's the beauty of our custom term account. It offers real good rates, but it leaves the length of time entirely up to you, from 7 days to 3 years. Of course, my customers usually want to know if it's safe, so I tell them it's insured up to $100,000 and it's got Home Savings' name on it. You can't get any safer than that.
It's people like Eileen Kurimoto who make Home Savings $20 billion strong.
Remember the taste of s'mores? Now it's in new s'mores granola bars.
1, 2, 3, 4, remember the taste of s'mores. It's in new s'mores granola bars, new s'mores granola bars.
Graham, chocolate, marshmallow, and more.
Remember the taste of s'mores?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Remember the taste of s'mores? Okay, faster now.
1, 2, 3, 4, remember the taste of s'mores. It's in new s'mores granola bars, new s'mores granola bars.
Ralston brand s'mores chewy granola bars.
Remember the taste?
Fall is here, and the leaves are turning. And for the best values of the season, you can turn to Gemco for great savings, like this Polaroid Sun 660 autofocus camera with built-in electronic flash, just $59.97. Meyer Electric Walk with DuPont Silverstone nonstick surface, just $24.97. Or this 14-day programmable TMK VHS video cassette recorder with wired remote control, just $339.80. For greater savings this fall, it's Gemco, your one-stop value store.
It was a phrase that was non-existent just a few years ago. It is called joint custody. The law in California is all about joint custody, the fact that after a divorce, a couple can be court-ordered, in fact, to share the custody of the children, or child in that case. The reason we have that law in the books, one of the major reasons it's on the books of 31 other states and spreading internationally, is Mr. James Cook, president of the Joint Custody Association. He's chairman of the National Congress for Men. Based on your own divorce and custody fight over your own son, how many years ago?
Well, it was initiated 10 years ago, at a time when the concept was so unusual to suggest an equal sharing that there was really no statute or legislative permission to do so. Courts generally are very reluctant to even face the question. So obviously, something had to be done about changing the law. And in fact, what has occurred in California is now happening nationwide is the fastest moving piece of major family law change in the 20th century. It has moved faster than the idea of no-fault divorce, that both parents are responsible, and so forth.
Traditionally, of course, the court awarded custody of the child to the mother, father visitation rights.
Generally, right.
In many cases, father would tend to kind of drift away, finding it pretty difficult to see the youngster on a once-a-week, let's go to the park basis.
Yeah, too many men, too many fathers assumed a role-playing. They thought it was best that they shift into the background. That's no longer necessary. We've certainly passed in the last 2 decades into an era of distinct equality. And I think men, fathers, must now realize they have a right, they have a permission, they have a biological connection. They must now assert themselves and can do so without minimizing their role as fathers.
It's been almost a decade now. Are there any statistics? Are the youngsters better off splitting their time and emotions between the two parents, or would they have been better off, you know, in retrospect?
Well, fortunately, there's now been enough time to perform some really truly academic, intellectual, scientific tests and find out what has occurred. The best example of such testing occurred and was underdone by a psychologist who represents a California school system, and he took boys in 4 different categories. And by categories, I mean boys from joint custody families, boys from sole custody families, boys from intact marriages, where there was an unhappy marriage or a happy marriage, and compared them all, giving them 3 standardized psychological and sociological tests. Interestingly enough, the boys in joint custody came out as well as the boys who had been in stable, happy, consistently married families. Far better off than any of the children involved in the sole custody.
There's some changes in joint custody going on now. I know you're busy working in that area. What's going on that we should know about?
Well, first off, I think those confronted with the imminence of divorce should not predicate their feelings or expectations on what they heard happened a year, 2, 3, 5 years ago. Divorce is much different in the courts now, and I think both men and women facing divorce better look at the future rather than what happened to somebody else in the past. And in the future, it would appear that there's going to be not only a preference for joint custody if one asks for it, there'll be a presumption for it if both ask for it. It's now time for both parties to really consider they've got an equal responsibility to those children.
Tonight, James Cook is going to be at the POPCO meeting. POPCO, a local organization, a father's rights organization, if you will.
For both men and women, mothers and fathers, both should
Well,
be
let's
there.
say parents are invited. It's in the sports arena area. Rather than give you the address, we'll give you a phone number, 231-8575, for information on the POPCO meeting tonight. James Cook will be there. Our show is so packed today that we just don't have enough time to explore this. Next time you come back, we'll really spend a lot more time talking about a really important issue in our society.
Good.
James Cook, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
And we'll be back. Sun Update is next. Don't go away.
Wouldn't it be nice to drink a bowl of fruit? A juicy, 100% natural, delicious bowl of real fruit with no sugar added, no extra water added, no anything artificial added. Just juicy, 100% juice from juicy, 100% fruit. New Juicy Juice from Libby's Juicy Juice. Drink a bowl of fruit.
I think jarred baby food is just fine, but when it ends up in here, some of it goes to waste. That's why I like the wholesome goodness of new Heinz Instant. It has the natural flavors Stevie likes. You can't buy a more nutritious baby food, no added salt, sugar, or preservatives. So now I can make a little or a lot, make it thick or thin, and there's never any waste.
Introducing Heinz Instant Baby Food. None of its goodness goes to waste.
All gone.
If you think all apple pies are basically the same, look again. See something special? That's a Mrs. Smith's natural juice pie. You can tell by the crust, so big and bumpy all over. But that's just the beginning. Wait till you get a peek at all those firm, warm apples baked in their own natural juice. That's not just pie. That's Mrs. Smith's natural juice pie. It's in a class by itself.
Protect your children by poison-proofing your home. For more information, call the UCSD Poison Center at 294-6000.
Tic-Tac-Doe, the game show that tests your knowledge on everything from history.
This term refers to the Japanese suicide flyers who purposely crashed their planes into American warships. For a block, name it.
To music.
Hits like Honky Tonk Girl with her backup group, the Coal Miners. Who would that be?
To science.
This organ contains parts called the central fissure and the temporal lobe. What would that be?
Brain.
That's right. Part in the brain.
Who's the smartest in your family? Find out weeknights at 7:30 on Channel 8.
What a group, huh? Woo! A couple of historical notes very quickly. This is Thursday, November 8th. 2 weeks to Thanksgiving. Did you all know that? 2 weeks, right? If you see Patty Page up in Rancho Santa Fe today, she lives up there, tell her happy birthday. Katharine Hepburn is 75 today, and Morley Safer from 60 Minutes is 53. Or Morley Safer from 53 Minutes is 60. It's either one of them, I'm not sure. Second half of the show, Virginia Graham and a surprise superstar from the '84 Olympics. So we got a busy group here. Quickly, hello to Twain Mesa Independent Learning Center over there, right? Couple of birthdays. Tori and Marie have birthdays. Stand up, Tori and Marie. Sit down, Tori and Marie. We're late. The Navajo Adult School is all over here, a bunch of them. You said you could tell us about your church bazaar in 12 seconds. We're counting.
It's 4th and Date, the First Presbyterian Church, and it's just today. And they're selling Christmas things and jellies and
Time's up. Sorry. Have to finish on jellies. Some folks from the Baha'i Church Faith are with us today.
We have a program going on at San Diego High, and it's called Joining Hands Through the Arts, and we'd like to invite everyone to go. It's this Saturday, November 10th at 7 o'clock.
Very good. Well, we thank you all for being with us. Hope you enjoy the show. We got some special people you've met already and more to come. First of all, Kathi Diamant with the Sun Update.
Thank you, Jerry. Finally, a successful launch has taken place for the Space Shuttle Discovery today. Yesterday's scheduled liftoff was scrubbed due to strong wind shifts. The shuttle took off from Florida's Kennedy Space Center at 4:17 a.m. Shortly after liftoff, the Discovery's crew triggered the shuttle's maneuvering engines. More than 40 such firings will be needed to put the shuttle in a position to complete its mission, retrieving 2 satellites and launching 2 others. One of the satellites to be launched is designed to monitor the weather and help find survivors of plane crashes and shipwrecks. The crew of 5 will be in orbit for a total of 8 days. The United States has registered a protest about the possible introduction of Soviet fighter planes into Nicaragua. But Nicaraguan officials are telling the American government to stay out of its water and airspace. Foreign Minister Miguel Discoto says 2 American warships entered its territorial limits while following a Soviet freighter towards the port of Corinto in Nicaragua. That's where the freighter began unloading its cargo, which U.S. officials say contained crates designed to carry Soviet MiG jets. Discoto today denied the shipment contained MiG planes, but he would not say what the cargo was. Residents of a mobile home park in Rancho Chula Vista were woken up early this morning by the sound of fire engines. The park's clubhouse was engulfed in flames, reaching 20 to 30 feet in the air shortly after 3 o'clock. San Diego firefighters say no one was injured, and the fire was brought under control within 20 minutes, but not before the clubhouse was gutted, with an estimated $375,000 in damage. The Metro Arson Strike Team says the fire was caused by an electrical malfunction. San Diego's Balboa Park has been a local landmark and cultural spot for many years. But a recent crime wave in the area is making residents afraid to enter some parts of the park alone. News 8's Donna Downs has the story.
Crime in Balboa Park is not new. It'll probably never go away entirely. One ingredient that's a must for crime is victims. Balboa Park offers up a multitude of them, from the tourists who leave their cars and belongings for long periods of time in parking lots of the zoo, museums, and theaters, to lone nature seekers off from the beaten path somewhere.
We signed a special detail for a particular problem. And if the problem goes away, then we have to use our resources wherever the problem goes away to.
Some say Balboa Park is quickly becoming like New York's Central Park. During the first 9 months of this year, there were quite a few violent crimes committed in our park, hundreds of so-called non-violent crimes. Police say statistics are misleading because they don't take into account the park's annual usage figure of more than 13 million people.
While there are some problems here, I don't think they're at all insurmountable, and I don't see them as getting to be a real terrible problem.
Would you let your daughter go strolling in the canyons and so forth during the day even of this park?
Yeah, I would. I really don't feel that concerned with crime in the park personally.
San Diego Police Captain Winston Yetta said today there is no comparison between Balboa and Central Parks, but he conceded there is concern about public safety here and that a new program of police patrol has been implemented in Balboa Park. Surprisingly, the thought that most crimes are committed at night does not apply in our park. Most, in fact, occur in broad daylight. Therefore, police say effective coverage has to be on a 24-hour basis.
And that's a look at what's happening in the world today. Still coming up on Sun Up, Virginia Graham and one of the superstars from the '84 Olympics. But first, here's a look at the weather forecast. Morning drizzle will end, yay, this afternoon, and we'll have partly cloudy skies through Friday with continued cool temperatures.
I'm Dr. Alan Figarski with an extraordinary offer for those who need dentures. Quality dentures can be yours now for only $450. Our on-site laboratories will save you time and money with custom-fit dentures in only a few office visits. We'll give you back your smile for just $450. Call Dr. Figarski and Associates in San Diego, 233-4709, in La Mesa, 466-4448.
The Kenwood Factory Warehouse sale is on right now. Only a DOW now. Come on over. Take the 60-watt, 30 watts per channel deluxe Kenwood AM/FM stereo home receiver tool sold out $98 each. This Kenwood AM/FM stereo cassette recorder with deluxe speakers complete system $77. This Kenwood semi-automatic belt drive turntable $38 each. Kenwood home stereo cassette tape decks with Dolby. Kenwood suggested this price $180. Your price $88 each. This Kenwood car stereo power amplifier $6 each. All this and more audio, video, car stereo at DOW now.
Inside every cat, there's a fun-loving kitten. Coax him out with Pounce cat treats.
Here's Pounce. You'll love the way it gets the kitten in your cat to come out and play. Pounce brings out the kitten in your cat.
Your cat will pounce on delicious Pounce cat treats, packed with real liver, kidney, chicken, or beef for quality protein and great taste.
Pounce brings out the kitten. The fun-loving kitten brings out the kitten in your cat. Pounce.
Pounce cat treats from Puss in Boots.
Target announces the home sale with savings store-wide on all kinds of great ideas for your home. This week, save with our lowest price ever on this quality Samsung microwave with 450 watts of cooking power and an easy-to-clean interior. It's sale priced at an incredible $134.56. And save on Anchor Hocking Microware Cookware, 2 pieces for just $7. Great savings store-wide during the home sale at Target.
One of my heroes. She's one of the most respected women in the world. In 1965 was voted one of the 10 most respected women in the world. She has been in television as long as I've been alive, and she is incredible, as you're going to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, please warmly welcome Miss Virginia Graham.
Oh, I love that introduction. Where do I sit down?
Right there.
Good. Thank you.
An amazing lady.
I am so happy. My mother would never believe that introduction. She'd say, Virginia, whom are they talking about?
Oh.
You know, that's what keeps you, it levels your conceit. You know, family is the best way in the world for you to believe you're nothing, right? you know, who's the best children in the neighborhood? My neighbors.
You showed your promise early, though.
Oh, I've made a lot of promises, but I don't know if I kept half of them. Your name is Diamond.
Diamond,
A girl's best friend. Yeah.
Yes, you've got that
She
right.
is so pretty and bright.
Oh,
yes,
are you
you're
talking
very
about
bright.
me?
Yes,
Well,
yes.
thank you.
And I don't know if that's Clairol, but it's wonderful. I mean, whatever it is. I give my blood to Red Cross, and they say, "What's your type?" I say, "Champagne beige," just saturated.
You know, I think we've already gotten a sample of what's so amazingly wonderful about you. It's your incredible honesty.
Yes,
sometimes brutal.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say so if you have thick skin. No, I tell you something. The only time I'm brutally honest was the other day. My tongue says something. My mouth does not, my ears don't hear what my mouth is saying sometimes. I met this woman who told me she had just had total face surgery. And I said, "And you didn't do your nose?" Now, why? Why would I do a thing like that? And the nose looked like the doctor was working, but pressed his thumb on it. And I said, "You were so lucky because some of them make you do everything." Now the woman pales. Rigor mortis is setting in right in front of me. And I said to her, "Oh, you were so wise not to do it."
Oh, well, there,
yes.
okay.
Sure, but I lost her. But why are you here, Virginia? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I am here because one of my dearest childhood friends, you know when they say, "I knew you when," which is, in other words, when you were nothing? Yeah. Well, she and I grew up together. She got a little older, but you know that does happen.
That occasionally.
And she is a sculptress. Oh, there is no sex in sculpting, right? Clay is not
Sculptor,
yes,
actor,
sculptor,
right.
yes, but she's sexy. So she's a sculptress, and her name is Alice Culbert, and she has the hands of a poet. She is so exquisitely talented, and she's of course contributes to all the art things, and she's part of the museum at La Jolla, where I'm speaking tonight for $15 if you don't want the hors d'oeuvres at 8 o'clock. If you want wine and hors d'oeuvres, come. $25 is deductible. I don't know from what. But no, but it is, and it's going to be a fabulous evening. I'm going to tell all about Raquel Welch and what's happening on Dynasty, and is John Forsythe a real man? No, I would love for you to come tonight. Anyhow, so she called and asked me to come, and they are helping the Kidney Foundation. And they do the most marvelous work. I don't know if you saw, Kathy, this senator that got up on the air, he was being interviewed, and he was dying, and his brother gave him a kidney.
Right.
And he said, "Just think, I have a second chance at life." And little babies are getting hearts from baboons. I wonder if baby Faye goes to a zoo, will the monkeys wave at her? Did you ever think of that? Do you think there'll be a kinship?
One never knows. There's a kinship anyway, right?
No, but I mean, you see, this is what is wonderful about life today. And I've been in this business. The opportunity that volunteers have to care about other people. In the old days, my grandmother, who had 11 children, I never saw her sitting down, but her husband apparently did. But she churned and she milked and she ran from her husband. But she did all the, you know, they used to have the ringer, and they didn't have time to think about what was happening to their neighbor. But automation has brought compassion. It's brought the sounds of the past into focus, the cries for help for cerebral palsy, which I'm one of the founders of, the American Cancer Society, which saved my life. I was terminally ill 33 years ago with uterine and cervical cancer,
And I
given no
understand-
chance to live.
And you're right here.
Well, if you call
Clearly.
this living. And I am, and we're saving so many lives because humanity heard the cry for compassion.
You are credited for raising millions of dollars alone for the American Cancer Society, and your work with charities is legendary.
And the Kidney Foundation, because they were one of my first.
Why do you spend so much time? Why you?
Well, I have an ability to tell the truth. I am living proof that if you go to a doctor, you can survive. I had typhoid as a child. 20 people drank from a well. I got it. I had a ruptured appendix, and my mother, who was sort of a hypochondriac, when she passed away, 3 boys were pulled out of college. The doctors couldn't pay for the bill because she went quite often. You'll think about that when you get home. So when I had a ruptured appendix, they said I was her daughter until it ruptured. I had a partial hysterectomy at 18 years old and was told I could never have children. But my sainted mother said, "Don't you sit on a boy's lap. It'll happen. Don't you dare." And it did.
It did.
9 months
sitting
and
on a
4
lap?
days after I was married. Thank God she was a week late. But This has been my life. I just had a total hip replacement and walked 5 weeks after without a cane because I have a zest for life. And we only have so many hours a day. Why is it I have an ability to look into that camera and say, we are all the same. I was forced to work after my cancer. I was a writer. And I was living in Great Neck, and I was with Red Cross and everything. Is he giving us the...
No, you keep talking.
Good to see you, yes. Poor Marie Antoinette thought she was the only one that met the guillotine. And I never really had any ambition, darling, to do this work. But I've always been able to communicate with people. I look at people, and I love them. I really love people. They transfused me into living again. I had blood from people I'd never met. Black, white, Jewish, Catholic, Protestant. Isn't it funny when you're dying, you never ask the origin of the donor? And that's why I have come to realize from my father, who said when he came from Germany and fled from persecution, he said, they've never made a perfume that smells like freedom. But through it all, God, and I am a very religious person, God has a calendar in me. Now, I don't have to go to a house of worship, but that calendar is within me. He gave me a heart and lungs and the equipment, and it's his decision, but I've got to help a lot. And I am only happy when I'm working and doing things. I do at least 40 benefits a year for cancer. Now, when Alice called me, I considered it a privilege, and I wish you would come tonight. We're going to have such fun. I'm going to tell you anything you want to know. And it's going to be for a wonderful, wonderful world of art and for kidney. And I'm learning, Kathy, because I always felt that the art form of today was a joke. Anything we don't understand, we consider as a joke. And then when we realize that it's what they're feeling inside and what they're trying to tell, I suddenly understand that there are many art forms that I've grown to love. Graffiti was a rebellion, maybe, or a desire to be recognized, for someone to know who you were.
But it's becoming an art form.
Yes, in my bathroom, I have it all over the walls. I'm looking for my next husband. I have all the names there, and no one's called. Yes.
There's also a new show that people want to be out on the lookout for.
Oh, my darling, I thought you would never ask. I have a new television show called Growing Young. It should only happen. And it is the best show I've ever done, including Girl Talk. Because it shows you in life, if you start to grow young at 20, and utilize your vitality and energy and know how wonderful life is, when you get to be 30, so what? When you're 40, you're doing more than you did at 30. So that suddenly when you're left at the age of 50 or 60 and you suddenly say, my children have gone, my husband has gone with a younger woman, may he get a coronary, then all of a sudden, and that's what they do, the old bucks. I have never seen a young girl marry a poor older man. Have you? Never. So when you get to be that age, you have a life outside. You're contributing to others. You don't know the talent, Kathy, in people that never knew they had it.
Well, a lot of people are clear on the talent that you've got, and they're not even half close to it. If you would like more on Virginia Graham, attend the talk tonight for the Kidney Foundation and for Art in San Diego. The number to call is 297-0616.
$15 without hors d'oeuvres. And if you're hungry, don't eat dinner. It'll come $25 with wine and lovely hors d'oeuvres. You know.
And this wonderful, wonderful lady.
I would love to meet you personally and talk to you, and thank you for all the kindnesses you've extended to me in my life.
Virginia Graham.
Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart, so much.
You really are.
Snap. Zap. Marshalls. Brand new. Brand name. Marshalls. Of this and all the rest. Marshalls. In a world where the best things in life often come with an equally impressive price tag, there's Marshalls. Brand names for less.
You're buying from the factory, no middleman with us. Sofa Factory Showrooms is the name that you can trust. You'll find selection and the style you're looking for. You'll find value. No one else can save you more. We stand behind your sofa, our guarantee's a plus. Sofa Factory Showrooms, you get it straight from us.
Different people have different kinds of coughs. A dry cough, a cough that keeps you awake, a cough with a stuffed-up nose. And some people have a combination of symptoms. That's why there are 4 different kinds of Robitussin. Each contains an expectorant to help loosen phlegm, one a cough suppressant to quiet coughs, one adds a decongestant to relieve stuffy nose, one combines all these relief actions. 4 different Robitussin cough medicines for different kinds of coughs. Which Robitussin should you take? Ask your doctor or pharmacist.
This is Pacific Datsun's answer to Nissan's challenge to sell more trucks than ever. A brand new 1985 Nissan pickup, only $135 a month with $135 down plus tax and license, and no payment till next February. Take it from my daughter.
Wow, $135 a month and no payment till February. I'll take this one, Dad.
You've got it all. Terrific selection, $135 a month and no payments till February. We're going to meet and beat the truck sales challenge at Pacific Datsun.
If you're a veteran, you can still use the GI Bill to complete your college education. For details, call the VA in Mission Valley at 297-8220.
A couple of days ago, one of our scheduled guests, 2 of them, were Peter Carruthers and his sister Kitty, the famous Olympic champion skaters from the Ice Capades. He was injured. They put in an emergency call, and the guy who answered that emergency call is our guest, the 1984 Olympic gold medalist in men's figure skating and 4-time world champion, Scott Hamilton. Good morning. Pull up a chair. All right. The interesting thing is that this is a picture of Scott's costume that he'll be wearing.
I don't fill it out that well.
It was a rush job. What was the story? What happened?
Well, what happened was Ty Babyloni and I had a date to go to the Bruce Springsteen concert last Sunday night. Now, this is a long way around. This is like Edith Bunker telling a story.
Item here? Is that you an item, you two?
Peter and Ty are engaged to be married.
Oh, you were shepherding.
So Ty and I were supposed to go to this concert, and I called her up and I said, "You ready?" And she said, "I can't go." And I said, "Why?" I said, "This is great, Ty. It's 5 o'clock and I got to find a date. This is crazy, right?" So she said, "Peter hurt his back in Tucson and he's coming in tonight. We're going to go see a doctor tomorrow." So I said, "He hurt his back. Is it bad?" And she said, "Well, he can't tie his shoes." Wow. And so I said, "Uh-oh." So I had my agent call Ice Capades to find out what's going on with Peter. Keep an eye on things because I didn't want to intrude.
You're under contract to Ice Capades.
Well, yeah, for
special appearance
things. So I'm in LA and I had things lined up all week, and I was lucky I was in LA because we get a call back and Peter couldn't do the show. And this was my first job as understudy, so it's kind of exciting. I really wanted to come here anyway, but we had a lot of conflicts, and they scheduled me for '85.
Well, we are lucky. I mean, too bad for Peter, but we are very fortunate that
the audience
Scott
has been real nice.
Here.
I just was hoping that I could, replace him well. So it's.
She couldn't have worked alone.
Kitty, how do you lift yourself?
It would have been tough, right? What they had to do was interesting. This is the program book for the Ice Capades, and there's an insert now, right? The Scott Hamilton insert. Ice Capades presents Scott 84. We couldn't flood the studio in time and ice it up, but we just want to show you a little bit in case you're one of the few people in the world who have never seen this guy skate. It's magic. Just watch a little bit of Scott Hamilton via videotape. What goes through your mind when you're in the air doing one of those leaps?
I just try to figure out how to come down.
You always come down the same way?
Hopefully. Not always, but I'd like to.
You've got the foot program that you're going to land on?
Oh, yeah, it's always the right foot. You always take off the left and land on the right.
Why? Is one stronger than the other?
Well, it's just that you're rotating counterclockwise, and so it's easier to land on the right foot.
Do you ever have you missed those jumps in big performances? I've never seen you miss.
Oh, yeah. I wipe out all the time. Not all the time, but I wipe out quite a bit because I take so many chances. I'm always trying to do all the triples, and I'm always trying to do all the hard stuff.
You're a risk taker then, right?
Well, it's more fun that way. I mean, if you just go out and just kind of
play it safe,
blah through a performance, then it's no fun. And the audience picks it up also. You out there and you're nervous and you are really worried about missing something, then they can pick it up also, and they react because they feel like you're actually giving everything you've got for them, which I am. At least I try.
You carried the flag in the '80 Olympics and placed 5th?
Yeah. That was my first international experience.
How do you get chosen to carry the flag? That's almost as big an honor, I think, as winning a medal.
It was. Well, what happened was they had the meeting, and our team captains, they have a male captain and a female captain from each of the teams. They all went to the meeting to discuss who was going to carry the flag. And it was, I had a rough time, like, for the last 4 years before the Olympics. And it was between a lot of personal tragedy and my illness and everything else, and being the third guy on a three-man team when there were 4 of us up for the spot. So the story was told, and the team captains felt that I was most representative of what everybody in America...
The struggles people have to go through.
Yeah, the trying to get over something, trying to achieve, trying to get past any kind of personal tragedy or trauma. Or,
Well, hey,
yeah, but I mean,
again, a happy ending. You know what I just got? I got a cue that means this.
Oh,
yeah.
wrap it up.
Because Scott, they called us yesterday. They said we can have Scott Hamilton on the show. We had a full show, but we didn't want to miss
well,
seeing
I appreciate you having me on.
You can see him do what he does as well as talk, because he ain't a bad talker. Maybe we can come back. We'll check it out and see.
Oh,
Maybe
sure.
we can sneak you back.
I have a
here.
trust fund.
At the Ice Capades through Sunday, right? And performances are, do you know? Or?
There's 3 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. We have 2 matinees on Saturday. Is that right? 2 Saturday? See, I don't know. They put me on the ice. I tie my skates and I do my thing.
Then back in your cage, right? A little raw meat. Throw them out there again. Scott Hamilton from the Ice Capades. Thank you.
Protect your job, credit, and savings. Call the Debt Relief Legal Clinic. Get fast legal help today.
Our family was in a financial bind. We bought too much on credit. They solved our problems and we paid off everything without borrowing.
I was afraid a wage attachment would cost me my job, credit rating, and savings. They gave me fast legal financial help and saved everything.
Call the Debt Relief Legal Clinic 24-hour hotline now for free confidential help and consultation. In San Diego, 238-0400. North County, 941-6000.
UFO Upholstery Fabric Outlet, San Diego's largest discount outlet for upholstery and drapery fabrics, saves you 50 to 75% off normal retail prices. UFO is a huge warehouse of upholstery and drapery fabrics, vinyls, fake fur, polyfoam, and decorating supplies. UFO, your decorating center for home, boat, car, van, and camper, is a do-it-yourselfer's delight, where you'll always save 50 to 75%. UFO Upholstery Fabric Outlet, 18th and Roosevelt, 1 block west of National City Boulevard, National City.
Let me show you a little magic. New Look Kitchens can transform your kitchen from old to new in a day or two at half the cost of remodeling. Save thousands because the magic is in the doors. The New Look cabinet refacing system is the secret. Avoid the big mess and expense of remodeling and have the magic of New Look Kitchens work for you. Call 275-1600 now and get a factory rebate up to $500 and save even more.
Did you know that since Ralph's lowered prices, more people are now shopping there than any other supermarket? Well, here's even more reason to shop Ralph's.
Just in time for the holidays, it's Shirley Jones' favorite holiday recipes, free from Ralph's. Every week you'll get new recipes, and each recipe comes with 2 money-saving coupons on important holiday items. Ralph's wants to make this holiday season your best ever.
That makes this an especially good week to discover Ralph's lower prices and higher standards.
Tomorrow, poet Rod McEwen will be here.
Also, the Chippendale male dancers, if you can handle it.
Come on now, you guys want to stay over till tomorrow? Also, if you want to see more of Scott Hamilton, he is December on the celebrity calendar buns for next year, right? It's a men's celebrity calendar. He says it's an excellent taste, but he is December. We'll see you tomorrow.
On that note, bye. Fun?